What is up, Geeks 4x4? Thanks for coming to the channel today. We are going to work on the Expedition today. I've got a whole bunch of parts set up for the front end and the rear end. I got shocks, I got wheels, bearing hubs, I've got brakes, and we're going to dive into it real quick. Might even lift this thing at the end of the video, so stay tuned, let's get to it. If you want more budget-related off-road content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's get to the video. Alrighty, well, you guys just saw me pull off cut off the bottom of the bumper here. I actually just pulled off that guard. You can see how bent up that thing is. Those are curved up, both of them. One of them was welded on. Top thing was welded on. It's a mess. So there it is with the front bumper all cut and that bull bar off. It looks good. We'll keep it up high. So I've got some parts starting to show up for the final thrash on the Expedition. We are kind of getting it ready for Moab because the owner's going to come up and drive down with me to Utah. So probably, I don't know how much of this stuff we're going to get on in this video. It's Tuesday already and I got to get it out to you tomorrow. But wanted to show you some parts coming in and show you the last couple things we're doing. So we got power stock brake rotors, new pads because the ones on it are shot. I did the left lower ball joint the other day. I think I'm going to do the right one as well. And then we ended up getting a Daystar 1-inch lift for the rear. We're going to level the front off with the torsion bars. So waiting for shocks. I should have those today. And I should have the suspension and brakes and everything done today. And then we had to get some new catalytic converters that we're waiting on in the mail. And this thing should be ready to roll. Alrighty, been about a half an hour and we have added to our parts file. Parts coming in today. Still no catalytic converters, but everything to redo the belt system. Got a new tensioner, new idler pulley, wheel bearings for the front, shocks, all four corners, and yeah, got my work cut out for me today. I'm going to start on the front, and we'll get some of these on. We'll show you guys what we're doing. Well, here is the brake pad that came off, and there is what we are putting in. They were dead. So, see, this is all ground down. That's the noisemaker that tells you it's time for brakes. So, need brakes. Power stop. Luckily, not a bad deal for rotors and pads. And then got the Bilstein shock in there. The bottom bolt was rusted to the inside of the sleeve on the original shock. And so I need a new bolt for the bottom. And then when I pushed the caliper back to put the new brake pads on it, it started leaking. So that caliper was on its way out. And so anyway, gotta go grab a new caliper and a bolt, and this side is gonna be buttoned up. Alright, well, the left front is done. New caliper, new pads, new rotor, new shocks, new lower ball joint. This is gonna be good on this side, and we're gonna go to the other. So there's the finish done, what both sides are gonna look like. Okay, so I got this side done. And I came across in the middle here, put a new belt on, and new idler pulley, new tensioner pulley. The old ones, they look pretty original. They're pretty shot. The belt's got checking and cracks in it. So the part of the off-road rig that a lot of people forget about is doing all the maintenance stuff. So trying to get this thing super reliable so she can go out and explore and not have to worry about it breaking down and having to get a tow home. So anyway, keep going here. So the passenger side is done a few hours later. These lower bolts were a real pain, and then I changed the lower ball joint on this side. This ball joint is really you know, I don't think you should be able to do that with the ball joint. I don't know, just a thought. So lower ball joints on both sides. We didn't replace the upper control arms yet. We'll probably need them decently soon, but they didn't have much play in them. So hopefully the alignment guy will be able to align it with what we've got done, and we will be ready to roll to Utah. Well, you saw my pile earlier. I made a pretty good dent today. Got these Daystar 1-inch spacers that are going to go in the rear tomorrow, and these shocks. I've got the Expedition in the garage today. We're going to do the rear spacer lift that you're seeing in the video here. I wanted to start off with measurements. I'll lift it, put it in the same spot. I'm going to measure the front and the back. I'm going to torsion the front up a little bit so we can level it out, but we'll show you guys where we're sitting right now. So center the hub so that the wheels don't change anything. So the center of the hub defender straight up. This is 23 5/8 on the front and 21 5/8 on the back. So the fenders on this are actually not even because I think it sits pretty level, but it looks like it sits a little low. So we might not even torsion the front. We might just put the 1-inch spacers in the back and call it good to go. So we'll install and show you guys what we did. Alrighty, so working on the back suspension here. This is a coil spring model. There are some of these with air ride. Daystar makes a spacer for the coil spring. So this is the original coil spring isolator. This is the Daystar 1-inch level K one. So new Bilsteins on there. The upper bolt, actually, there's a nut up there that has a retainer on it, and still put a wrench on it because that retainer breaks and then rips your finger open. So I had to pull the track bar, and I pulled the sway bar too, so that I have lots of down. And I'm still even having to put a jack between the bump stop and bring it down a little bit to get these things in. But in the Daystar instructions, instead these go on the bottom, but they go on the top of these springs. So anyway, gonna have them in here in just a minute. Well, just like that, we have a rear lift in. Just a spacer lift, as you guys saw. I'll show you the clip between. I'm sure I showed it to you. Get you some measurements after. I turned the front torsion bars another half a turn because it's got a little bit of rake down in the front now. And go drive it around and see what it sits like. But get a measurement for you on the back center of the hub. We are at 22 3/4. So I think we gained about 1 1/4 inches on the rear, and then go up to the front, the half a turn, we're at 23 3/4. So there's actually a height difference from the fender flip, the fender lip, not flip, from the front to rear about 1 inch. But if you go to, well, if I just open the door, we go to the flat spot on the jam back here, we are at 20 1/2, and in the front, way up in the front corner, we're at 20 1/4 down on the front. So I think that the fenders are about 1 inch different on the side of the truck, because the thing almost sits dead level, like I said, 1/4 inch lower in the front. So gonna go drive it and see what it looks like. Next on the list is gas tank skid. Not sure which models of Expedition 4-wheel drive came with the gas tank skid, but this one did not. So this is just a plastic gas tank that's sitting out here, and we were going to make one, and I started thinking, you know, Ford had to have made these things. So went to the junkyard, and I think 25 or 30 bucks, and we've got a skid plate, and so I'm going to probably strap across in the open areas and try and hold it up that way. It's pretty empty, and pull these straps off and put the other one off, because the other one is actually the straps as well. So from what I can glean, unless it goes over the straps, I guess I'm about to find out. A little update here. So there's the original mount. This is a factory option. Like I said, I don't know if it's F/4 or something, but it didn't come on this four-wheel drive Expedition. And this is how I'm changing it. I got straps holding the tank up. It's pretty empty. And then I'm going to bring in this new skid plate and put it on my transmission jack and just jack it up there. Bolt it on in. The weird thing where the radio goes off when I come to a stop. All the wiring's good. Has all three powers. The key, the main, the everything, and it still goes off. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But you can just drive this thing around now. Puts it around, no problem. Gotta get the exhaust fixed still. Still not quite happy with that, but I'm gonna go over here and step out and show you guys how it sits from far away here. Well, all it needs is tires to complete the look. See the baldness of these tires, but I think it looks great. It's pretty darn level, and yeah, skid plate on underneath there. You probably can't see it, no reason. It's just a factory skid plate, but that's the way it's sitting with that 1-inch Daystar kit. I have a link down in the description. Well, thank you for watching today. You can tell we got a lot done on the Expedition. It's been a 2-day process, as you could probably tell from the video. It's been a couple days here. It's new shocks, Bilstein shocks on all 4 corners, Daystar leveling kit, wheel hubs, power stop brakes, new calipers, new lower ball joints. This thing is just about ready to hit the trails. We've got exhaust coming in that we're going to finish off that, and hopefully that is the end of this thing. We've got tires, obviously. We're going to go a 295 75 16. Comment down below with what would be your choice of tire for that size. They're pretty rare. Not all the companies make tires in that size. So what tire would you go with? And we'll tell you what we did. Alignment, tires, and exhaust. That is it, and this thing should be ready to roll. Don't forget, I'm going to jump right back in here. Merch, link down below. Subscribe, like, share. See you next time.